Hey guys, I'm Elliott. This is Everything Elliott. Today we're going to be working on my 2017 Ford F-350 Superduty. Now, this might not apply to every model Superduty as mine does. I mean, I have halogen headlights. Now, I know LED headlights was an option in this year model truck. Unfortunately, I bought this truck secondhand, so I didn't have a choice in it. Today we're going to be doing a major upgrade. We're going to be putting LED lights in both the headlamps and the fog lights. I have a bunch of lights here from Auxbeam, and it looks like it's going to be a little more involved than I thought it was. Usually you'd be able to just reach your hand down behind the light and swap it out, but in my case it looks like we might have to do a little more work than that as things are jam-packed in here. So I got to figure out if we need to take the whole headlight out or if we just simply need to take this shroud off here. There's nothing more frustrating than these panel clips when they don't want to come off. Ones that come off easy, fantastic, but a lot of them get locked up. And then you have to replace them. So it looks like we're gonna have to pull this headlight out, which I think involves me pulling the grill off. So before we go any further, I want to mark the stock position of my headlights, because if we're gonna have to take the headlights out, we're putting LEDs in. I want to ensure that the beam height is gonna be the same when I put the LEDs in. If you don't do this step and you just if you don't do this step and you just throw the LEDs in, then the LEDs could be super high. And that's what a lot of people complain about. They complain, you know, people put these LEDs in and they're dazzling. Well, that's because those people just throw the bulb in and they don't re-aim their headlights. LEDs throw a different beam than regular halogens do, so you want to mark the stock height. So we're going to do the top of the beam, which is to be right about there. So anything below that is good to go. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side over here. There, now when I go to put my new LEDs in, I know that I can be no higher than what that is right there. All right, so with the grill off, there's one bolt there, 1, 2, I think that's it. 3 bolts, 4 bolts maybe. It feels like it's it. I feel like there's probably just a clip in here. Maybe not. Is there one more under here somewhere? It appears that there's a clip over here somewhere, but I don't know how the heck you get to it without taking the whole inner fender off. Yeah, there's definitely a bolt down here. All right, so I got it figured out. That third screw is right here, this plastic piece. And if your truck is anything like me, your bumper was too tight. So I actually had to loosen my entire bumper to get to that third bolt. And now I have easy access to it. There we go. All right, so You don't have to take your entire headlight out to replace the bulbs. I mean, you can take your battery out and get in right here, but I've got a trick up my sleeve here. We're going to be putting these lights in, smoked headlights, as well as the LEDs, of course. So there's no headlight bulbs in this one, so it's going to be pretty easy. We're just going to slap the new headlights in, slap the markers in, and be on our way. Now these bulbs are from Auxbeam. They have two different types. These are I think it's like H13 is what fits my truck, so they look nice. So I'm just figuring out the best, yeah, so now the wires will go down, and they want you to point the bulb at 3 and 9 o'clock, if that makes sense. Alright, so the two headlights are installed. Now we need to get the switch back for right in here. Alright, now we need to install the drivers so we don't get flashing or anything like that. What the heck is supposed to go up there? I don't have a light for up here. Just kidding, I do. But I don't have an LED bulb for it, so. Alright, now let's get the drivers for these. So this basically just tricks the truck into thinking that everything is okay and we have the same amp draw as we do from the stock lights. So that plugs into there. And then this will plug into the stock headlight. Everything should work. Now I'm just gonna set it here just to make sure everything works, because I don't want to get everything zip tied all back together and then something not work. They all work. That is gonna bother me. We're eventually gonna have to replace that with an LED because that looks terrible. Let's see if the blinker works. Should go to yellow. Let's see, we turn it blinker off. Should go back to LED. Look at that. I'm all about that life. Alright, so now I just have to zip tie everything behind there so it's nice and clean and out of the way, and we can reinstall this headlight. Gotta loosen the bumper on this side too. Alright, now everything should work on this side as well. Let's go test it. Oh yeah. Alright, let's check the blinker. Oh yeah. Alright, let's get that buttoned up. Okay, the headlights are done. Now we need to move on to the fog lights. I gotta figure out how those come out of there, because I got some replacement fog lights as well. To match the headlights, can't have that chrome down there. Got some whole replacement, the whole housing, also from Auxbeam. Alright, so the fog lights, they're pretty easy. Go underneath your bumper here. You're gonna see a Phillips head screw on the bottom of the fog light. You need to take that screw all the way out. There's the screw. There's also a spring you got to take out too. This is the adjustment spring. There's the spring. Once you've done that, you take your handy dandy pick tool. In my case, it's a flathead screwdriver. And there's two clips. There's one on that side. One on that side. That comes right out. So once you got the old one out, you just take the new one, make sure you plug it back in, and click it in like that. So then you take your spring and your adjustment screw, and you'll see there's two tabs on the back side there. The spring goes in between the two tabs, and the screw goes in between the spring, kind of like that. Hopefully you can see that. That's all I'm doing under there. Fog light's out. I know it was working because I checked. Well, I can't say that I know this new one was working, but I know my fog light was working beforehand. Now I'd like to interrupt this video because I made a mistake and I'm not perfect, so I wanted to let you guys know that both fog lights actually work. You can see them. They both work fine. Now, the problem I had, and I didn't realize until now, a couple days later, is the plug actually fits both ways. You can orient it 180 degrees and it just reverses the polarity. I didn't realize that until today when I was going to take that fog light out to replace it with my old one, so I at least had two working fog lights. As soon as I pulled the fog light out, I realized, hey, I can plug this in both ways. I flipped the plug, hit the button, and it works. I don't know how I didn't realize that when I was putting it all together, but I guess I didn't. So yeah, both fog lights do work. So any and all further correspondence about a non-working fog light should just be ignored. If yours don't work, just take that plug, flip it 180 degrees, and turn them on. Well, I guess we could just aim the headlights and worry about that fog light in a minute. All right, so you can see that our passenger side headlight is about where it needs to be, but the driver's side needs to come up. Okay, that's about where it needs to be. Man, I'm really bummed that that one fog light isn't working. I have to wait for a new one to come in. So I'm gonna have to get that one replaced. That fog light's not working. I'll just email the company and have them send me another one. But I mean, keep that out of it. Let's get a grand finale here. So this is just the markers, and obviously what would be fogs. You can see that only one of them is working, which is a shame, but I like the looks of that if driving only markers on. And then let's get you some headlights and some high beams. Here's the headlights, and here's the high beams. Headlights, high beams. I believe that'll do. So like I said, I'm gonna call the company or send them an email and they'll just send me another one. Obviously it didn't work from the factory, so it should be no big deal. If it is a big deal, then I guess I'll let you know in the comments or in the next video or so. But I'll just ride around without my fog lights on until I get that one replaced. It's really not an issue. I mean, if you're gonna be that concerned over one bulb not working, I don't know, you should probably reevaluate some things in your life. But that's it. I think it looks great. I think it looks really good. I'm super, super happy with the way that turned out. And I think the switchbacks, having that middle one, you know, light up with the whole thing really, really makes it look slick. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys are interested in the Auxbeam, I'll have a link down below. Make sure you check them out. Hit that subscribe button, the like button on this video while you're here. And if you've got a Super Duty with halogens, I would highly, highly recommend you do this. I mean, I took some night driving videos of beforehand, but I couldn't really tell if you could see anything. I guess tonight I'll take some videos with this and see if there's any difference. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.